Hey guys, it's Penguin here and welcome back to another gold making video. In today's video, we are going to be covering two shuffles that you should be doing right now before patch 10.1. Now, if you are watching in the future and patch 10.1 has already released, that is still okay. This is not something that you have to do before next reset, so feel free to keep watching. You will just see why I am talking about it before patch 10.1 instead of recommending to do this later. But without further ado, we're gonna jump right into it. As always, thank you guys so much for watching my videos. Leaving a like or even subscribing would be amazing, and let's get right into this. And so in this video, we are gonna be covering two different methods, and we're gonna start off with a method that anybody and everybody can do, but it's gonna bring in a little bit less gold. Now, just a fair warning, I do not take credit for any of these methods. People have been talking about it on stream a lot, which has got my attention, and I believe the original source was from Reddit. So just putting that out there, but here we go. And so the first method that we have is dealing with completely raw gold, and what we're going to be doing is turning in our extra elemental overflow into raw gold. And that is why the shuffle is for everybody. As long as you have a level 70 who has been collecting a ton of overflow, which is probably all of us, and you can make it to the Forbidden Reach, you can easily do the shuffle. What you're going to want to do is make your way over to this little Drakthar right here, and this is the Apprentice Primal Researcher. This is a person that sells catch-up gear, which first of all is just great for alts, but we can vendor this for a pretty good amount of gold. For example, right here, this cost 200 primal overflow, elemental overflow, and according to my tooltip, I can sell this for about 31 gold, not bad. If we go over here to the 350 boots, I can sell this for 45 gold, pretty good, and you can just take a look at all of these pieces. Now, from what I've looked at, from all of the selections, I find that this item right here is the most valuable. It only cost 400 overload, and I can vendor it for basically 94 gold. This one right here is almost similar, but it's only for 93.15, and this is 93.48, so this is worth a little bit more. And this is basically the shuffle. What you're going to want to do is I recommend two add-ons to speed up the process. One is called Buy 'em All, and all I have to do is shift click this right here, hit max, and it will basically fill my inventory with this item. So if I hit OK, it will say are you sure you want to do this? And it will just buy all of these pieces for either my inventory is going to get full or I'm going to run out of currency. And boom, there we go. We bought everything we could afford. Technically, if I wanted, I could go and purchase one of these just to, clear my currency, but I'll collect more as I do more activities, so step one is complete. Then the second thing you have to do is just sell these items. The second add-on that I recommend for this is called Scrap, and all you have to do is set a hotkey in Scrap settings to mark something as junk. So I have the comma as my key, and if I click it, boom, all of these has been set as junk. Now I can actually go to the same exact vendor, hit sell junk, and it will proceed to sell everything. Now I do have to click a few times because it will only sell 12 at a time, but there we go, in the matter of seconds, boom, and as you can see, we just gained basically 6,000 raw gold. Now, I know this doesn't seem like a lot, and like I said, this is not going to be your big moneymaker, but if you are somebody who has been doing a ton of stuff in the Forbidden Reach, you probably have a ton of elemental overflow that you haven't been using. As somebody who has barely done 10.0.7 content on the daily, I had 25k overflow just waiting to be used, and that brought me, about 6k raw gold. So if you're looking for a little bit of raw gold, this is perfect. Now, something I do want to mention just for the future, if you are somebody who is a collector, keep in mind there are two different battle pets. Stormy right here, as well as Ghostflame, are both 1,000 overflow, and you can sell them on the auction house. Now, of course, everybody can get their hands on them pretty easily because it's just 1,000 overflow, but many people don't know it exists, or if somebody does see it, they just want to be lazy and buy it off the auction house. So if these do sell well on your server, on my server they sell for a few thousand gold each, I recommend at least picking one of each up and throwing it on the auction house and see how it does. And alright, sweet, that was our first basic shuffle. Anybody can do that, and we're gonna move on to shuffle number 2. Now this shuffle kind of has 2 different versions, and it's going to depend on what you can do on your character to make the most gold. I'm gonna just show you how this shuffle works, and then we'll talk about the different things that you can do to optimize this. And to many of you, you guys probably know because I'm standing in this area, but we're talking about primordial stones. So if you've been doing your daily content, your weekly content, you either have a ton of dormant fragments laying around, or you have a ton of unused stones. And what we're going to do is convert these stones into rings to either sell for raw gold or disenchant. So right here, I have just opened some keys inside of my vault, and I have a bunch of unused stones. So what I'm going to do is just go over here, crush them down, and every single stone that you break, you're going to gain 6 fragments. Boom, perfect, and now we have 45 fragments to our name. Now, keep in mind, this is not a lot of fragments. Most people are going to have way more than this. I actually did this before recording, so I'll put some videos of that on screen, but you will likely have way more of these. Then the next step is just going over to the researcher, saying, hey, I want to create a primordial stone, and you're going to buy these rings. Basically, these are just the rings that we are all getting. You got one for free within the 10.0.7 campaign with the vault system, and there are 2 different things you can do with this. But since we have 45 fragments, if you guys got the buy 'em all add-on that we just talked about, feel free to do the same thing here. Just hit buy max and hit OK. After you have these, this is where the gold really comes to play. If you are somebody who does not have enchanting and you cannot drop a profession to pick up enchanting, what you all just have to do is vendor these rings. They sell for 55 gold each, so I could make a quick, 200 gold, technically 220 gold by vendoring these. However, if you guys can get yourself enchanting, you don't have to level enchanting at all. All you have to do is just learn it to pick up the ability to disenchant, and we're going to disenchant these. And the reason why this is so good is because you have a very, very good chance of getting resonant crystals. So hopefully RNG is on our side. Like I said, I'll have a video as well probably playing of me doing this earlier, but we just click on this to hit disenchant, and boom, we just got a crystal. We'll do it again. Boom, crystal. Sometimes you will get vibrant shards. Crystal again. Let's see this last one. And boom, crystal. So as you guys can see, the drop rate is actually pretty good. And so, we just got 4 resonant crystals from these 4 rings. Now, if you guys are just looking for a quick gold right now, go onto the auction house and throw these up. Like I said, we just got 4, so we just made a solid 1,300 gold. Of course, there's a 5% auction house cut, but still we just made, 1,000 gold compared to the 220 raw gold that we would have gotten without enchanting. Now, the reason why the title is Do These Shuffles Before Patch 10.1 is because the prices of these crystals and just enchanting materials in general are rising. I'm not going to get into much to the why about that in this video. If you guys haven't seen, I have a prep video for 10.1, which I'll have in the description, but in short, the new infusions for 10.1, the Enchanted Crest, requires a handful of enchanted mats. So it's likely that the demand for these items are going to go up, which will raise the price of crystals. So what I recommend doing is doing this shuffle. If you have plenty of primordial stones hanging out on your characters, get them crafted or get them bought into rings, and then disenchant those rings and hold on to these materials. Then next reset on Tuesday or Wednesday, when prices spike, sell off your materials and make a ton of raw gold. And that is it. Now, I know a valid concern and a valid thing that, the shuffle isn't going to be available for everybody because you do need to pick up enchanting. So if you're somebody who has some really great professions and you don't want to lose your progress or recipes, make sure you do not drop your profession because it's probably not worth it. But if you have a character who you don't really care about the professions, or you can just skill it up again, I do recommend dropping it just for a limited time. Now, to cover another question, because I know a lot of people probably know about the disenchanting spec, and this is my current character. So my character only has 5 out of 40 points in Draconic Disenchanting, so that, disenchant procs that you saw on screen were nothing special. This is going to be basically the same disenchanting that you'd get on a completely new enchanter. Of course, if you guys do want to spec into disenchanting, that is great, you're going to get even more items, but it's not necessary. And lastly, to just kind of leave you off, because we are talking about shuffles, I do just want to bring up the basic tailoring and enchanting disenchant shuffle. Still, this is very valid, and as vibrant shards and chromatic dust get more expensive, this shuffle is going to become better. All you have to do is pick up tailoring and be able to craft your basic cloth bracers. Then you just disenchant those bracers and you'll get a handful of vibrant shards as well as chromatic dust. Currently, with the current NA prices on Monday the 24th of April, right now you can make about 5 gold profit per bracer. That doesn't seem like a lot, but that is basically free gold in your pocket. Now, like I said, that is with prices that is currently right now, which are vibrant shards at 12 gold. Let's just say vibrant shards go up to 18 gold apiece, and now you're making about 10 gold profit per bracer, which is great for these basic shuffles. So if you want to learn more about that, there are some requirements. I will have a link in the description about my disenchant shuffle video, but I just wanted to bring up that point that the classic shuffles are also doing very well. But that is it for this video. We will wrap it up right here. Go out there, spend your overflow, go out there, spend your primordial stones, make some raw gold, make some disenchanting gold, and go out and shuffle to your heart's desire. But everybody, thank you guys so much for watching. I really do appreciate it. Let me know if you've been doing this, and shout out to the original author on Reddit who came up with these ideas. But as always, everybody, have a good day.